Every year, more than 300 volunteers of all colors, backgrounds, and ages come together to travel back in time. The late 1800s, when local Native people weren't treated as though they were created equal. But this is no ordinary play or love story.
I love you, Alessandro.
It's a saga set in the days when Temecula belonged to the native Luiseño people. On this day, nearly 4,000 fourth graders are getting their history lesson at Hemet's Natural Amphitheater that was once a sacred Native American site.
This is a tradition for over 60 years. We have a special performance for the fourth graders of the Hemet San Jacinto Valley. They're studying California history.
Dennis Anderson is the artistic director of the Ramona outdoor play. He tells us it's not only the official play of California.
It is the longest running outdoor drama in the history of the United States, April 1923 to April 2023.
The play is based on the novel Ramona by Helen Hunt Jackson. It intertwines fictional elements with the real horrors of history. The eviction and razing of a native Luiseño village in Temecula at the hands of a posse riding with the sheriff of San Diego County.
Even the graveyard in Temecula has been destroyed.
And these are images of the real Ramona. She was captured weeping at the grave of her husband, Juan Diego. He was murdered for stealing a horse. Like many locals, Anderson's family has made the play a family tradition for 3 generations.
My family moved here in 1956, and my dad was in the chorus by April, and it became part of our life every spring. It's made me, I won't say a better person, but I understand much more the terrible suffering of Native Americans.
And that's why almost 50 bird singers and native dancers, mostly from local tribal bands, come together to perform in the show.
It's an honor to come here.
Bird singer Steve Alvarado says their performance sends a message to those who witness the rituals handed down for generations.
And this play gives us a chance for our native voice to come out and show people that we're Native and no matter what we were through, that we're still strong and we're still here.
Ruth Duran was born and raised in Hemet. She has deep roots in the ancient land.
My great-great-great-great-grandmother was one of the first Indians on the reservation.
Her family has been a part of this play for over a decade.
That's Alexis Lopez, and then her son was the little one in the green.
But this year, she was opposite the stage and part of the staff who came with a 4th grade class. She hopes this living history lesson inspires them to live its message. And she was encouraged by the reactions during the play.
Wow, they got it. Because they're like, wow, the Indians were treated bad. We didn't know that.
Kayla Contreras has played Ramona for 6 seasons and grew up in Hemet. When she watched the show as a child, she knew she was destined to play Ramona.
And I immediately was drawn to the story, the character, and I told my mom, I said, hey, I'm going to do that one day.
For Contreras, this is more than a performance. It's something she feels in her soul and transcends time.
I can completely take some of those lines out of the show, out of context from the historical aspect of it, but really just feel it here and be like, it's still going on. It's still happening.
I want them all dead. Every white man on this earth dead!
And Eli Santana, who plays Alessandro, is a proud second-generation Mexican-American. He grew up in northern San Diego County. He recently discovered his native roots.
To hear that it came from something and it meant something, and that just growing up in this area was it was just amazing, and I felt like part of something bigger than me.
He says Ramona's message is universal and somehow remains relevant 100 years later.
We're going to do a time capsule for 100 years, and I hope that it's going just as strong. But hopefully it was it's more of a reminder of when people were less tolerant and not something that is ringing true.
This is about love. It's about Ramona's love for her husband, for her baby, for her people. There's a very serious message, and there's a kind of a tragic ending. But this is California.
Kitty Alvarado, KPBS News.